on my local machine I had the AND file. I invoked it with Jenkins and executed it. Right. Now in practical scenario, in practical world, what is the scenario? The scenario is like this. We have got a centralized repository or a server. For example, I am talking about GitHub here. GitHub here will have all your project code and all everything. Fine. The team members will be modifying the project on the GitHub. They will be constantly uploading the files and all, or downloading on their machines and modifying the files and uploading them again. Fine. Now the work of Jenkins is that, okay, Jenkins on each of these machines, fine, will download the files. Also, it will also, as soon as any check-in is done, basically on GitHub, any check-in is done by any user, okay, Jenkins will check whether the build has failed or not. Fine. So we need to establish this Jenkins and GitHub connection. Okay. To establish this Jenkins and GitHub connection, we need to install GitHub plugin, Git plugin inside Jenkins. Fine. And also we need to install Git. Okay. Git, as I told you earlier, you can simply download and install it. Okay. Once you install it, you can type over here Git and sorry, in my machine Git is not installed. Just 1 minute. I just install Git. Git is just a communicator. Okay, Git will actually I'm installing it on my local machine. Fine. Git on the local machine over here will interact with Git. That on my local machine I had the AND file. I invoked it with Jenkins and executed it. Right. Now in practical scenario, in practical world, what is the scenario? The scenario is like this. We have got a centralized repository or a server. For example, I am talking about GitHub here. GitHub here will have all your project code and all everything. Fine. The team members will be modifying the project on the GitHub. They will be constantly uploading the files and all, or downloading on their machines and modifying the files and uploading them again. Fine. Now the work of Jenkins is that, okay, Jenkins on each of these machines, fine, will download the files. Also, it will also, as soon as any check-in is done, basically on GitHub, any check-in is done by any user, okay, Jenkins will check whether the build has failed or not. Fine. So we need to establish this Jenkins and GitHub connection. Okay. To establish this Jenkins and GitHub connection, we need to install GitHub plugin, Git plugin inside Jenkins. Fine. And also we need to install Git. Okay. Git, as I told you earlier, you can simply download and install it. Okay. Once you install it, you can type over here Git and sorry, in my machine Git is not installed. Just 1 minute. I just install Git. Git is just a communicator. Okay, Git will actually I'm installing it on my local machine. Fine. Git on the local machine over here will interact with GitHub. If you want to upload the project or download the code of the project, or basically file transfer between server and the local system is done with Git. The server out here is GitHub. Fine. So, right, I've installed Git, and once you've installed it, you go over here and type Git. You'll get the option of Git bash. This is just like command prompt. Okay, it opens up. Fine. Now the first thing is that I need to install the Git plugin inside Jenkins. Now there are various steps involved when you are working with Git and Jenkins. Fine. You need to follow the steps mentioned on this line. Okay. So it's very important. Fine. It's a lengthy process. It's a process. It doesn't require any coding, but it requires configurations. So you have to be very, very careful. if you have to connect your Jenkins with GitHub, right? So first of all, he is asking you to install Windows, then Git for Windows, then it's asking to install Jenkins. So I have everything. I have Jenkins, I have Git installed. Now install the Git plugin inside Jenkins. You need to go to Manage Jenkins, Manage Plugins, and Available Plugins. So basically, you need to go to Jenkins and Manage Jenkins link over here. And over here, you will have the link Manage Plugins. Go over here and go to Available Plugins. Fine. Under installed plugins, you will see the plugins which are there on your machine. Fine. Under available ones which are not installed. Okay. You type over here Git plugin, okay, and search for the Git plugin. Don't install this tracking Git plugin. This is the Git plugin. Okay. Click on the checkbox in front of it and select download now and install after restart. So it's showing me pending out here. Okay, it is doing it. It will take some time. Give it some time. See, I'll pause the recording. Fine, it's done now. It took some time. For your case also, it will take some time. Fine. And now what you need to do is that you need to go to your Jenkins server, stop it, okay, and Control C, it will stop, and again start. Fine. And once it starts, hold on, started initialization. Hold on. It is fine. It's restarted. Okay, Jenkins is fully up and running. Fine. I'll open. Don't close this current tab. Right. In this, just check if localhost 8080 is working or not. Fine. It's working. I deleted the earlier job. Okay. Right now there is no job. Fine. Now over here, you see this button, enable auto refresh. Fine. Click on that. Okay. So now if you look at the link which I gave you, they have instructions, right? So there you have to enable the auto refresh, and now we need to configure Jenkins to know where Git is located. You have installed Git, you have installed Jenkins. Now Jenkins is not knowing where the Git is, fine? So you don't need to go to your Jenkins. And manage Jenkins, right? It's all about configuration, guys. This is not about any coding, but a very important thing, fine? So you go to configure Jenkins, scroll down, and you have to give the path to git exe file, right? You need to give the path over here. You go to git program files and go into command. There is an exe in bin as well. Don't take that. Go into command, and in the command cmd there is git.exe present. Give this command, that is git.exe is present. The error will go, fine, and you save this. Okay, so Jenkins knows where Git is present, right? Now the next thing, okay, is about SSH keys. Fine. Look, I'll explain you. Okay, GitHub is over here. It's a repository on which code is lying. Your local machine will be interacting with the code. okay, and Jenkins, which you have uh, actually installed in your local machine over here, fine. Every time when you upload the code in the server, okay, Jenkins will check if the code on the server is good or not, fine. It will build the code on the server, okay. Now the thing is, um, when you upload the code or when Jenkins builds, when Jenkins will interact with GitHub over here, there has to be security, okay. And for security we use SSH private and public keys. These are RSA keys, right? So Jenkins should know about the git keys and all everything. So you need to configure the keys basically. So there are some standard steps which you need to follow. Fine. First of all, you need to open your git bash. Alright. Again, repeat, git bash can be opened from here. I'll tell you about the commands on git bash. Git bash. We'll be working on git bash. We'll be seeing how to upload project and all everything. But for time being, first of all, let me configure git with Jenkins fully, and after that, I will talk about git bash in detail as well. Now, if you type pwd, it will tell that where currently the path is. You are at C drive users Ashish. You are basically in this directory right now. Find your user directory. Okay, over here you have to make a directory. You have to fire the command mkdir.ssh. Make this directory and you will see that .ssh directory will be created. Fine. So the first command is you need to make the directory .ssh. Fine. Then you need to move into that directory. Do this not on command prompt but on git bash. Okay, so you go to that directory, fine. After going to that directory, you have to generate, keygen is the command, you have to generate the keys for encryption. Okay, so this is the command, fine. I hope you have created, you can create a free account on github.com, and what I do is that whatever is the user ID for that, I keep that ID over here. I'm not sure whether you have to keep that one or not. I never tried, but generally I do that. Okay, so you go over here and you give that this command. So now this will generating the key, right? Now it will ask you for the file in which the key has to be saved. Don't enter any file name, just hit enter. Okay, passphrase. Don't give any passphrase for the key, because what happens is that generally it's observed if you give the passphrase, then Jenkins it hangs at times. Fine. Don't give any passphrase, and you will see that in the SSH directory. Hold on. Under Ashish, you had created SSH directory, right? Your user account. Fine. In that you will see these two files generated. id.rsa, this is the actual key, private key, and this is the public key. Fine. So you have the keys, two keys generated here, the private key, okay, and the public key. Okay. Now private key is something, this one, it is something which is very secret. You should not give it to anyone, but public key can be shared. And what we will do is that we will keep the public key on GitHub, so that when these two systems they interact, they will automatically shake the hand. You don't have to worry. Okay, I'll keep it, just be with me. But before that, before shaking the hand, okay, you need to tell Git or tell Jenkins, whatever it is. You have to tell your, or to be in a very raw manner, you have to tell your local machine that GitHub is the authorized directory in which you can save your code. Okay, for example, there are n number of directories, GitHub is one of them, and there are n number of other repositories on the web. Okay, if by chance, okay, somebody else catches hold of your public key, this is your public key, right, which I will be later on putting on the server. If by chance anybody else gets hold of it and he keeps it on the server, still Jenkins will not be able to communicate with that server, because you will have to register that server with your machine over here. Okay, so how do you register that server with your machine? Fine. So you have to fire this command for that. ssh-v git@github.com. This is my server, right? So I'll fire this command over here, and this will register the repository with my local machine, right? So that both can shake hands, fine? So I'm registering it. You say yes, you want to continue connecting, and you will get some messages, and in SSH folder you will have a file generated as known hosts, fine? In this you have the information that GitHub is a known host. Don't fiddle with this file. Okay, so you have added GitHub as a known server or a known host with your local machine in .ssh folder. This .ssh folder is read by Jenkins as well. Fine. Now what you need to do is, so you have the key generated. Now do one thing, right? The next step is you have to go to the repository and you have to add the key over there. Okay, this process, this line which I've said. So I hope you create a free account on github.com, fine, and you go to the website, you log in into your account, go to github.com. It's a free account. There's a paid account as well on this, but that's for a very advanced users, like companies use it, but for learning purpose you can create a free account, fine, and you can add a new repository. Or before doing that, go here, fine, go to settings on the top, fine, and these are the SSH keys link. You delete the existing. I'll delete the SSH key and I'll add a new one. I'll call it Jenkins learning, fine, and you'll have to put the key over here in your SSH package. In this file you have the key, copy it, make sure you don't change it. Okay, copy it. This is the public key. I'm talking about public key. You don't have to do anything with the private key, fine. You have to keep the public key on the server over here in your inside your GitHub in the repository, fine. You say add key. It's asking for my account password. I'll add the account password and the key has been added onto GitHub, fine. Now the next step is that you have this SSH folder, right? Okay, copy this SSH folder having these three files, copy this, alright, and go to your Git directory, program files, Git, and paste in it. Fine, I've pasted the SSH folder inside the Git directory. Fine, I'm telling the Git that these are the SSH keys. Fine. Now open command prompt. Okay, open up command prompt, and what you need to do is that, fine, you need to fire these commands. Hold on, I'll tell you. Go inside the bin folder of Git, copy the path of bin folder of Git, and on the command prompt navigate to the bin folder of Git. Okay, and give this command. You are testing your Git server. Okay, when you test it, you do some configurations as well. Fine, hold on. I'll write over here ssh.exe -t. This is very important. Okay, -t means test. Git@github.com. Fine, hit enter. Fine, and okay, ssh.exe, I'm sorry. And you will, when you do it for the first time, hold on, just hold on, right? You are successfully authenticated, but GitHub does not provide shell access. This is the command shell, right? It will not provide the command shell access. Okay, but in your case, I already had these softwares installed, right? So in your case, you might get this message, might. Okay, authentication of this can't be established. RSA fingerprint is this. Do you want to continue connecting? Yes or no? Say yes, and you can continue. If you get this message, you have to say yes. Fine. All right. So now everything is done. The configuration is done. I have mentioned the steps over here as well. Okay, you have to fire this command from the bin folder of Git. Okay, and you have to copy .ssh in Git folder. Right. So you have to do these things. Now the setting is done, everything is done, right? Now what you need to do? Okay, in the current scenario, I have my GitHub, I have my local machine. On local machine, I have the project. I need to upload this project onto GitHub, right? So that can be done using this bash. Fine. So look, the thing is, Git has got a lot of commands and all, and a lot of things are there, right? The standard commands. You can watch this YouTube video. I'll give you the link, right? Just watch the initial 10 minutes of video. This video, this guy over here has explained Git commands in initial 10 minutes. The remaining video you can watch it later on. Fine. Okay, hold on. HTTPS. Yeah. Okay. The initial 23 minutes video, watch the initial 10 minutes. It's a very, very good video on various Git commands. Alright. If you don't watch it right now. You'll also get to know some commands, but if you want to go into all the Git commands and all, you can watch this tutorial. Okay. Now I want to upload the stuff onto my server. Okay. I want to upload the stuff onto my server from here. So which project do I want to specifically upload is this one. Say custom reporting. Okay, this project I want to upload. So on the git bash, I'll go to this particular path. Fine, hold on. And I will go on to this path. Okay, now you have to give / in git hub bash. Right? In the bash, this black screen is known as bash. So, okay, now you are at that location, pwd, yes. You are in custom reporting, okay, just a minute. Fine. Now, what you need to do is that first you have to initialize git under this path. Fine. So, first command is git init. Okay, before I hit enter button, let me tell you one thing. Right, go inside your dashboard of GitHub. Go inside GitHub and create a new repository. Okay, I'll name this repository as my repository, my rep. Create repository. It's a public repository. Fine. So you will see that the repository will be displayed over here. Fine, you click on this and these are the certain commands which you need to fire. Fine, I'll fire them one by one. The first command, as I told you, is git init. Fine, you fire the command git init, and as soon as you fire, you will see that in your project, which was custom reporting, you will see the .git project. Fine, you will see .git hidden, you can say hidden folder. Okay, I have made it visible. If it's not visible to you, please don't hide your files. Go to tools, folder options, view, and under that select this that show the hidden files and folders. So it's a hidden folder, it will become visible. This means currently the project is git initialized. Fine. The next command is, it's all mentioned on the website, quite easy, git add this. Now you can start adding files, right, which are present in this particular project. You want to add everything onto git. Okay, so if you want to add a particular file, you write git add and the file name, but if you want to add everything, you give the command git add followed by a dot sign. You will get all these messages. Okay, now it's not actually added, fine, it will be added on the last step. Now you want to commit it, you want to commit the change. Okay, you give the command git commit -m and the message why you are committing. I will say that initial upload. fine, and you hit enter button. So you will see all the files and all whatever were there in that particular folder, everything will get listed that okay fine, these all files will be committed, fine. Then you give this command, this is your git repository, okay, you need to just copy this command and give it over here, fine. Your git repository will have some other name, okay, don't copy my name, right, just copy it from here and do it, fine. So it will, hold on, yeah, it runs like this, fine. Now you have to push the origin master. These are standard commands, fine. You need to give this command and you will hold on for some time. Okay, so you will see it being added, fine. So it's added now, and if you actually go to your this GitHub and go into your my rep, you see that, okay, all the folders from this particular custom reporting project got added over here. This is the public URL, this is not a private URL, because obviously it's a free account on Git, anybody can access it, fine. Now you have to, this is your project, okay, now suppose this is the project which is being used by 10-15 people. We have to maintain this project on the server so that if somebody does a wrong check-in on this folder using the git bash, fine, so you or Jenkins should tell that fine, there is something wrong on the server. So this is the repository on the server which Jenkins should actually protect. Okay, so now what the thing is, whatever we have done till now, we have done the keys, we did the configuration, and finally we uploaded the project on the server. Okay, using the same git add command, okay, I use the git add command right over here, okay. Similarly, I can use git add command and add a specific file as well, say xyz.java in any folder or something like that. So, you know, I just added the complete project. Okay, now using these single commands, different developers can upload the files on the server, and different developers can upload the same file again and again, which could make anything crash on the server, right? So we want that whenever somebody commits on Git, okay, when somebody pushes the code on Git, the Jenkins which is there, it should automatically detect the change on Git and should execute the code or should execute the build and should report us that something has failed or something, right? So now I will have to go to my Jenkins, alright. So I'll write over here local, hold on, localhost 8080, fine, I'll create a new project, a simple freestyle project as of now, and I'll name it again, say project git, fine, and git hyphen Jenkins, something like this, okay. And I will go down, select the source code management system as Git, because you have installed the Git, you will have the you will have this option coming up now. Okay, repository URL which you'll have to give, which is actually, sorry, which is actually this particular URL. Fine, you'll have to give this URL fail to, I'm sorry, this is the URL. If you give a wrong URL, it will fail to connect to that particular URL and it will give you error message as well. Fine. So I'll add the URL and there are no credentials. Okay, see the error message went away. There are no credentials. If you are using a private repository, you will have to add username, password or something like that. Fine. And you simply go down, right, and I'll not put a trigger as of now, fine, but I'll write over here that whenever, hold on, go down. So this is my git, and I'll write over here execute the AND task, invoke the AND task on this particular repository, because under this repository you are having build.xml as well, right, which Ant will understand. Fine. And you will have to write the target name as compile run, for example. Okay. And you will have to go inside advanced and give the file name. Now which file name? File name is actually build.xml. Should I give the path, complete path of build.xml? Where this build.xml is lying? It's lying, sorry, I'll just come out of Skype. Fine. Is this build.xml lying under this build.xml is lying under this repository? Should I keep it like this? Okay, logic says that you should keep the build.xml like this. Let's keep it like this. Fine. And I'll save my project. Okay. I'll go to my dashboard and I'll run it. I'll say build now, and sorry, go to this project, and last build was 7 seconds ago. It's still building. Fine. If I go to console output, you will see that. You see that everything is getting downloaded from the Git repository. The process is known as cloning. Okay. Cloning means that you have to download the project from the repository, and it failed. Okay, it failed because it says that this path not found. Look at this carefully. What it is saying that under this path, workspace, okay, unable to find the build.xml. Okay. So what it is doing is under this path, it is appending the URL of build.xml which I gave you. Right. So what Jenkins does is that it downloads the complete code from the repository onto your local machine under this path. If you go to this path which is freshly generated, you will see the complete project. Okay. And under this path it looks for build.xml, but I actually gave a URL. So what I should do is, so it doesn't compile it on the server, it will download it on your local machine, and then it will compile it under that path. So you have to go to your project and configure it, and you don't have to give the complete path of build.xml on the server. You just have to write build.xml, build file. So when the complete project is downloaded, fine, it will actually find this build.xml automatically under that particular path. Okay, so if you look at this again, I'll tell you. So under this path, build.xml will come up, the complete project, and it will automatically pick up build.xml from this path. Alright, so you don't have to give the complete URL. Now I will go back to my project and I will write over here build now. Fine. And you go here, last build was 7 seconds ago. It is building. Fine. Now it throws an error. No, it doesn't throw an error. It's good. Okay, build successful. So it's executed the project. Now this execution has been done from the server. The test cases are failing. Fine. Please note that the test cases are failing. Okay, that is fine. But the build is successful. That means there is no error as far as the syntax of Java files or dependency of Java files on each other is there. Okay, the test case is failing. That is fine. That is one of the defects in the application. That's okay. But the overall maturity of the code or overall health of the code is fine. It's not like that we are getting some dependency errors or something like that. Okay, so this is how you can actually make your script run from the remote Git directory. Now you can go to your project and you can configure your project accordingly. Like I said, that you can introduce a build trigger. Fine. You can say that build periodically. Okay. Or you can say that whenever some change is done to Git on the server, you can build it at that time. Right. Hold on. There is no call GitHub option over here. Hold on. It should be there when you install the Git add-on or the Git plugin. There is a fourth checkbox which comes up which says that call GitHub when something changes on GitHub. Okay, hold on. And no. Anyways, I'll just look into that as well. How can you call GitHub periodically? This is periodically. That is, you can you can build the code which is present on the server, say after 6 hours, 8 hours, like I told you. But if something changes on the server, okay, and you have to actually build the project at that time only. The moment something changes on the server, you have to build something on this. You have to initiate the build. So that option is not coming. I'll just check it out why it's not coming. And you can also add some post build actions, fine, which in which I told you you can add the email over here. There are others as well. So there are a lot of permutations and combinations available out here. Alright.